If you are planning to become a virtual assistant, this will save you months of frustration. See, AI has already changed what clients are willing to pay for. Some services are disappearing entirely, while some services are more in demand than ever. Let's talk about both. See, if you decide, okay, I'm going to become a virtual assistant, but all you can offer to client are basic assistance, things like transcription, copy and paste, taking meeting note, basic proofreading, basic data entry, then you are going to be constantly in trouble. Because let's take transcription, for example. Nowadays, there are so many tools that can transcribe audio or video within seconds and very accurate. Things like taking meeting note. Nowadays, there are so many AI tools that are going to listen to your meetings, take note, send you a summary and any other detail you need for free without paying for anything. And even things like basic document formatting or data entry, if that is all you can offer to client, you are going to be in trouble. Let me give you an example. I used to work for someone who is a therapist, and when she is having a consultation with her client, she takes notes with a pen and paper. And at the end of the consultation, she take a picture of her note and send it to me. And I sit down, look at the picture, type it out. That is something that is going to be easily done with AI now. You can even try it, write something down on a piece of paper, take a picture of it and give it to ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT to give it to you in text. ChatGPT is going to look at the picture, give you the text, and you can simply copy it and paste it maybe in a Google Doc or anywhere else. So all of these basic tasks are dying because of AI. And that is why I said if all you can offer to client are basic assistance, then you are going to be constantly in trouble. Even if there is no AI tool that is doing the basic thing that you are doing right now, there could be a new AI tool next week that is going to be able to do that basic thing. Okay, now that we finished talking about all the different things, let's talk about what you can do. If you are just getting started as a virtual assistant, or even if you have a client but you are doing basic repetitive tasks that you are afraid a new AI tool can automate your task, this is what you should do. The first most important thing you can do is don't sell a service, sell an outcome. What I mean is, instead of learning digital skills and start looking for clients who need help with that digital skills, figure out who is your ideal target client. And then you find out what will they need help with to become more organized, be more efficient, or save time. Let's say you pick an online coach as your ideal target client. Okay, what will an online coach need in order for them to be more organized or be more efficient or save them time? As an online coach, they are probably recording coaching videos. Maybe they have a coaching platform where they upload videos. So they are going to need basic video editing. They might probably need an email newsletter because they most likely have an email list. They might need to create lead magnet. And if they need lead magnet, maybe they are going to be creating ebooks. So you need to learn how to create ebooks, maybe using Canva. This is the first thing that you need to do. Figure out who is your ideal target client. What will they need help with? Learn those things, and then you can offer that outcome to them. Because one important thing you need to keep in mind is AI can do tasks, but AI is not a problem solver on its own. So if you are someone who can figure out what your ideal client need and you can help them with different areas of their business, then you are going to be above an AI tool that can do one thing. Because maybe one AI tool is good at writing. One AI tool is good at creating graphics. One AI tool is good at maybe video editing. One AI tool is good at content research. So different AI tools. And if the business owner has to use 10 different AI tools every day, then they are not going to be organized. They are going to spend their whole time doing a lot of random different things. But if they hire you, whether you use AI or not, it doesn't even matter, because you are going to be able to solve their problem and help them achieve a result. So instead of learning digital skills and then find a client who needed those digital skills, find your ideal client first. Figure out what they need help with. Learn how to do those things so that when you are looking for a client, you are going to sell yourself as someone who is going to help them stay more organized or save time or be more efficient. Whether you use AI or not, that doesn't even matter. And even if a new AI tool comes tomorrow that is going to automate something that you do, which is part of your task, then you can just integrate it as part of the task that you do for that client. Like I work for someone who have a podcast. I work for multiple people who have a podcast. And when they record a podcast, I write their titles, their show note, and schedule their episode. And in order for me to write their show note, a lot of the times I need the transcript of the episode. So I did transcription. That is part of my services. Even though I didn't offer transcription to them, but it's part of the things I do. So you see, there is an AI tool that is going to do transcription, but that AI tool is not going to do all of the things they need in their podcast creation. And that is why you need to be someone who is going to deliver an outcome, not someone who is going to be doing individual tasks to your client. Another example I can give you is I currently work for someone, an agency. I help them with hiring. They are constantly hiring for their client also. And even though there is an AI tool that is going to help them, we hire on Indeed. We use Indeed. And every day I go to Indeed, check the people who apply, screen those people. I either shortlist or reject those candidates. And even though there is an AI tool on Indeed that is going to help with that, they are still going to need a human to look at the responses, because I'm going to have to use my judgment to understand, are they job jumpers? They jump from one job to another. Did they write something really well? In some of the questions we ask include sunshine in your response. Did they include sunshine in their response? These are all the things that I can use my human judgment to decide whether they are a fit for the next step or not. And a lot of the things that I do for them in regards to hiring is a data entry job, but AI cannot really do it because there are other things involved, not just data entry. And it also needs my human judgment to decide whether I should mark this candidate as shortlisted or rejected. And the bottom line is, succeeding as a virtual assistant or in the remote work industry in general require doing more than the bare minimum. You are going to have to constantly keep learning, keep looking at what is currently working, how can you improve your processes, and always be willing to adapt. If you say, I am only going to offer data entry, or I am only going to offer email management, calendar management to my client, you are going to find it harder than ever to succeed. And in this next video, I'm going to show you the exact AI tools that I personally use on a daily basis to stay more organized and achieve better results with my work. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next one.